Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of Bahrain Now, your source of local happenings, initiatives, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Khaled, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around the Kingdom of Bahrain. So stay tuned and we'll be back with more. The Indian Community Relief Fund, ICRF, has recently conducted this year's painting competition, titled Faber Castell Spectra 2024, with the participation of nearly 2,500 children from nearly 25 schools across Bahrain. The results were announced and the winners were honored at a ceremony held at the Jeshan Mall Auditorium of the Indian School, Asa Town, Bahrain campus. And to talk more about that, we are pleased to be joined here at the studio by the chairman of ICRF, Mr. V.K. Thomas. Welcome, how are you doing today?
I am fine, thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you. Now first, I'd like to ask you, how do you value the constant success witnessed by the Faber Castell Spectra painting competition?
See, we value it very highly. It is a most successful art competition in Bahrain, and this is one of the largest in Bahrain. Now, coming back to our origin of ICRF, I just want to say one line. ICRF started its operation in 1999, and this year is our silver jubilee year. And Spectra is the 16th edition. That means we have completed 16 Spectras so far. And all these are one by one more successful than the before. But prior to COVID, we had a largest competition where around 5,000 students participated. And we conducted it at the exhibition center, the old exhibition center. Now, coming back to the current one, we had a limited time period to conduct this one because we got the approval only 10 days before. And we had to stop the registration process well before the closure of the registration because the number we could not accommodate more because Indian school has a limitation. So we had to only accept around 2,500 students from around 25 schools from Bahrain, including Bahrainis and all other nationalities.
Brilliant. And what can you tell us about the Spectra and its main goals?
See, the main goal of Spectra is to develop the artistic skill of the children. See, why we are doing this is, if we do it for all the school, it's a platform where students, parents, teachers, everybody come and join. It is like a carnival. But if a school conducts it, one school means only students from that school. So that is why we have taken this activity to do it on an annual basis.
And could you tell us a little bit about what made this year's edition so special?
As I said before, see, we got permission of Ministry of Education to conduct the same at the Indian school only 10 days back. So we had to struggle a lot to organize, 25 schools and 40 coordinators, teachers, parents, registration. So we consider that this year was very good because in a short time we were able to conduct it. And the program is, we start around 9 o'clock, the first group, and it finishes by 5 o'clock. We divide all the students into 5 groups. So 6 o'clock we start the award ceremony on the same day because judging is simultaneously done in another place of the school. Nobody knows where it is, but judging is done on the same day. One group is finished, we give around 600 students in one group, or 550, 600. So we give it to them, and by the time 6 o'clock we started the award ceremony.
Brilliant. Okay. So, and now in addition to Spectra, the ICRF has also had another creative initiatives, such as the ICRF Life, ICRF Yoga, and the Medical Campus. So could you tell us about them and their goals?
See, ICRF has different activities because ICRF is a voluntary organization run by the community and for the community. So we have our main functions are monthly medical checkups. that is done mostly in hospitals or labor camps. Because we arrange with the hospital, we take them to a labor camp, we do the preliminary checking. There is no treatment or anything, whether you have blood pressure, blood sugar, small things we check, and we feel that something serious is required or some more, then we refer them to the hospital. That is our medical checkup. And then we conduct this Labor Day. I know there is only in May there is a Labor Day, but we conduct one in winter, one in summer, or wherever possible we conduct. The purpose of that is to bring in laborers from various labor camps where they don't have a facility for any sports or any cultural activity. So we make a place, mostly we do this in Indian club. So we bring all these 300, 400 laborers from different labor camps. We give them all the opportunities for sports, singing, anything, whatever you want to do, they can do it there. That is the second program. Then in summer, we have a program called Thrust Concerts. That is, in summer months, starting from that 2 months up to now. Next year, I think it will be 3 months. So we, every Saturday morning, around noon time, when they have a lunch break, we go there with the water, with the leban, with the fruits, everything distributed to the workers there. The idea behind this is to tell the workers, be careful with your health, drink a lot of water, be safe here. And fourth, there are too many. We have around 10, because it's an annual event, it is going on. Then we have for housemaids and all, medical checkups we do with the support of hospital. We take the maids to the hospital. That is done in October. And we have this cardiac arrest. So we go to some camps or we call people into one place, explain by doctors. So we only facilitate things. There are people who will come and do this for us. So that then we have a lot of other things. So the life you are saying is, there are people suffering from mental issues and they want somebody to talk. So we have this ICRF life. Life means listen, involve, foster and engage. So we ask them, if you have any problem or if you feel something, or if somebody near you feels something, get in touch with them, talk to them. If you need more help, call us, and we involve some experts in this field. And sometime we call around 40-50 workers into the one place and we ask some experts to come and speak. That is one. And recently we had done 2 major events. 2. One was a Labor Day where what we did, the workers, the mostly awards and all given for business people or highly acclaimed professionals. But what we did is we invited applications for laborers, workers who served in a company for more than 25 years. So we got around 100 applications or more. Then we stopped again. But we could not give it to 100 because we selected 25 from top. The toppest man was 49 years, 6 months with one employer as a worker. And when we came down to 25, it came around 28, 29 years in one company, in one position, and they are all very happy. So we honored them as honored them, 25 workers, because as part of our Silver Jubilee celebrations, we honored them at the Indian Club, where Ministry of Labour Under Secretary was there to honor them, and there was an MB there to honor them. So these are the activities mainly we do. And then we did a cricket tournament for workers. So we had 16 teams. We took them into 4 different courts, the playing cricket. That was done in Busitin. That was done with the support of the Bahrain Cricket Federation. So wherever we do something, we go with some associations where they can provide us all the facilities for us and all that. That is, I think I covered most. There are more we do. We do medical aid, we do legal aid. Those who need medical support, we provide them. If somebody is in trouble, we help them to repatriate the mortal remains of some people, to support the family wherever possible. If somebody in Bahrain die who earned less than 125 dinar a month, we try to support them in the beginning. So there are many. I can talk for hours and hours for ICRF activities. I think I must, you got an idea of what ICRF is doing.
Definitely.
Thank you.
And how do you value the constant support provided by both the government and social institutions in making all of this possible?
See, I must admit, or I must appreciate, that we get all the support from all the government department and including the ruling family. So more than that you need anything, and we really appreciate from our bottom of our hearts all the support we are giving, although we are a community organization, driven by around 300 volunteers. So these are all done during their leisure time. This is not working time. In the evenings and all we do, and wherever we go, Ministry of Labour, Ministry of Education, LMRA, IMO, hospitals, anywhere we go, even civil defense, because for our Spectra, this time there was some special requirement from Ministry of Education that you should provide ambulance. We went to the government. You should provide fire engine. We went to the civil defense, and they wanted us to provide security. We got security, So wherever we go, when they listen the name ICRF, they support, because I am sure most of the people in Bahrain know what ICRF is doing, because it is not a profit organization. It is not a money-driven organization. But however, whenever we need support, the community is there to support, including Bahraini community are supporting us. During COVID time and all, we had a lot of support. Do you know, in COVID, we did a lot of charity work, supported all the people, whoever we can, by providing food ration, by tickets, a lot of things.
That's wonderful to hear. And now just lastly, could you tell us if the ICRF has any upcoming events?
See, all our events are on an annual basis. Now it is December. We have our last finale on next Friday, where we are going to thank all the volunteers, all the coordinators of the school, all the teachers, and all the winners. That is our finale of 2024. When 2025 starts, we'll start again rolling our all the activities all together. It will continue.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. And once again, thank you for inviting ICRF here and talking to us and taking our views. And once again, I want to emphasize one point that we, ICRF, really appreciate with our good heart, from the bottom of our heart, the support we are getting from the people of Bahrain, from the ruling family, as well as the government authorities. We must salute them. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We have even more coming up here on Bahrain Now. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a look at what's going on beyond the studio in the following report.
During the year 2024, the Kingdom of Bahrain has made many achievements and gains in terms of its openness to the world and strengthening its network of relations with allies and friends, and in terms of strengthening cooperation with brotherly and friendly countries, according to the principles of its balanced diplomacy led by His Majesty the King. The Kingdom of Bahrain also played an influential regional role by leading joint Arab action through its presidency of the 33rd Arab Summit. Today, Bahrain is reaping the results of a series of national achievements made in 2024 as part of the comprehensive development process in which the kingdom is moving steadily and progressively towards the future during the prosperous era of His Majesty the King, with the efforts of the government headed by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to adopt the best administrative and organizational practices, ensure quality government services, and launch more pioneering development projects that aim to raise the standard of living for Bahraini citizens and invest in cadres to achieve sustainable development goals and build on the successes and achievements made. The Kingdom of Bahrain experienced a remarkable year implementing and launching many ambitious development projects and initiatives, topping a large number of global competitiveness indicators issued by regional and international organizations, and moving forward with plans to improve government services.
we've had a fantastic experience with this event as fans, as athletes, and also as Bahrain and combat sports. I think what we saw in the week was an exceptional performance from our amateur athletes of the national team of Bahrain. But with Brave Combat Federation, the two events that we saw, that was an event that was made for the local community as well as the expat community, and it was an event filled with entertainment and sports for everybody in the country. So we were excited that it showed the privatization of sports in Bahrain. It also showed the vision of His Highness Shaikh Khaled bin Hamad Khalifa of what Brave Combat Federation is all about, where we see the rest of the world come to Bahrain, and we saw one of the biggest fights for the continent of Africa happen at Brave Combat Federation, and we crowned a new champion as well in Bahrain. So it's just a reflection of the success of the event at a national level as well as international level. We broke the broadcasting record for Brave Combat Federation. This was a live event that was broadcasted in 180 plus countries to 800 million households worldwide. So that was a set of records that we've been breaking. And most importantly, as the president of the organization, it is always good to see how much the Bahraini fans and the people living in Bahrain enjoyed the event. And the only way to measure that is to see a house full tickets sold events. So that was exciting for us as well. The vision of His Highness Shaikh Khaled bin Hamad Khalifa when we started Brave Combat Federation was clearly to create an ecosystem for martial arts. And why mixed martial art? Because mixed martial art is one of the sports that all the other martial arts have an end goal to. So in case you are a kickboxing fighter, you're a taekwondo athlete, you're a jiu-jitsu athlete, or a wrestling athlete, all of this have only an amateur level, and there's no professional side to the sport. Only boxing and mixed martial art actually have the professional sides that could actually make you as an athlete have a career in that particular sport. And which is why Brave was founded in 2016 by His Highness, and we saw the results of Brave becoming successful internationally. But at the same time, what does that do for Bahrain? We have seen an industry being built around it. We are looking at Bahrain team becoming the official team for organizing events internationally for the International Federation of Mixed Martial Art, and that comes from the experience of competing in Brave. At this event in Bahrain, we saw Bahraini referees and judges being part of international competition, but most importantly, you have to look at the athletes, and today we have Hamza Kohiji, who made a fantastic participation in that event, and we are looking at him not just as an MMA athlete who's very successful. He is arguably the #1 athlete in the Middle East today at his weight class. But if you look at the real benefit, you're looking at him making a career for the past 10 years only by doing this one sport. And that is something that we always look at the young generation and say that if they have the dream to become an athlete, to become the best, we know that they have to put 100%. But if they put 100%, what would happen? Can you make this a career? And Hamza Kohiji is an example of the vision of His Highness Shaikh Khaled and what Brave Combat Federation has done to an athlete. And that, for me, is the most important result when it comes to creating an ecosystem for sports. How can that turn into a career and change lives of athletes, but everybody else around? I think the first and the most important reason for us to globalize was the idea of how we can create a system that can not only help 5 or 10 athletes, but that can help athletes from around the world. If you have a solution for that, then definitely we can use that to develop athletes from our country as well in Bahrain. And that's where His Highness Shaikh Khaled started Brave Combat Federation and said that this should be an organization that is going to change and reform the industry of mixed martial art as a whole, not just in Bahrain, but around the world. And that's where we started. And in 2017, you will see that Brave started traveling around the world. And today we have made a record-breaking 35 countries hosting Brave Combat Federation. So today we can proudly say that we have our own F1, where the rest of the world wants to host our brand. And that for me is something special, and that for me is something that we could use to develop the talent, develop the industry as a whole. And there is no bigger value in sports economy than what we are seeing international countries wanting to host a Bahraini brand. And if you look at the economic side, Brave Combat Federation is the most exported brand in Bahrain today. in any industry as a whole. And at the same time, if you look at the tourism side and exposure side and the media side, we're looking at Brave Combat Federation becoming the largest exposure platform for the Kingdom of Bahrain, being broadcasted live in some of the biggest networks around the world. And finally, when we look at the economic side of the sport itself, I think Brave Combat Federation today is the actual face or the ambassador for sports economy of Bahrain, and why the rest of the world who are interested in sports investment should look at Bahrain and know that if Bahrain can create a brand that has become a global brand today, then we have a sports economy that's already mature and ahead of a lot of other nations. And that is, I think, the most important significance of Brave Combat Federation. It is not just an MMA event, it is today the face and an ambassador for the future of sports economy of Bahrain.
On an exceptional night at the 26th Gulf Cup, the Kingdom of Bahrain beat their Kuwaiti counterpart, qualifying for the final match with a goal scored in the 75th minute by Mohammed Shahid. The Bahraini team dominated the game with their tight tactical approach as their players showed their fighting spirit and determination. The team's defense was very strong and the offense delivered an exceptional performance that resulted in the winning goal. Bahraini fans who turned out in large numbers to support their team did not stop chanting and cheering throughout the match, proving once again that they are the beating heart of Bahraini football. After the final whistle announced Bahrain's qualification to the 26th Gulf Cup final, His Majesty the King's representative for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, congratulated the players and coaches on this great achievement, stressing that they embodied the true spirit of Bahrain during the match. With this historic victory, Bahrain is set to face their Omani counterpart in the Gulf Cup final on Saturday, with high hopes of winning the trophy and dedicating it to the people of Bahrain.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this episode. We'd like to thank you all for watching, and as always, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We love to hear from you. Until next time, this was Khaled. Good night, and God bless.